Welcome to the show. Welcome to The Identity. I'm your host, Samuel Mange, and this is the last Sabbath of the month and also the last Sabbath of the year, and I'm really happy that you're tuning in. And to join me in this happy celebration mode, I'm glad to be joined by a huge team of, okay, we organize and call it a get together, but it's a huge team who are going to help me share the joy of the whole year and of the whole show. Karibu yangu hapa ni Eston. Vipi?
Poa sana.
How have you been?
I've been great. Christmas was fantastic. I had fun with the family. It's been awesome.
How's been your year?
My year has been, let me say it has been full of fulfillment. Up and down a bit, but I thank God that it's over and we are stepping into a new one.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Eston has been a resident guest for a while, and we're glad that he's joined us again today. Next to him is another fine lady who has been with us some time back. Winnie, karibu.
Asante sana.
How have you been?
I've been well, maybe you.
Mimi niko sawa. Niko
hata
sawa.
mimi.
Karibu sana.
Asante
How's
sana.
been your year?
It's been fantastic. A lot of resolutions we made. But zingine zimekuwa accomplished, zingine bado.
Zingine zilishapo hapo February hapo katikati.
Tukasema sasa tutakuwa tuna make resolutions August.
Delay resolution next year. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next to her is Diana Oigara. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Mambo.
Poa.
Habari ya music.
Nzuri.
Has been a year.
The year has been good. I thank God for every step.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Also next to her is Emma Mora. Karibu.
Asante sana.
Habari ya masiko.
Niko salama.
How is your year?
My year has been up and down, but I thank God inafika mwisho sasa.
Tunamaliza tunaruka.
Tunaruka mwaka.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Next to her, hey. Haman Tambo. Vipi?
Fiti sana mtu wangu.
Leo tu mama kumaliza mwaka na kwa serious kabisa.
Unajua tulifanya episode about tithe. Unajua Mungu anasema he'll open the floodgates.
Kwa sababu kufungulia mwaka kisha.
Yeah, so the windows have opened.
Imekufungukia mwisho wa mwaka. Karibu sana.
Your words, not mine.
Karibu sana.
Yes.
Next to her, next to him.
Next to Haman.
Next to Haman Tango is Gloria Bonareri. Mambo G.
Niko fiti, man.
Uko fiti?
Kabisa.
How's been your year?
Amazing. What can I complain? Nothing. I'm so glad.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Karibu sana. Nasikia nasema mara mbili?
Yes.
Karibu sana anyway. And last but not least is they're called the rude boys. Like I don't want to call him a rude boy, but the bass in the choir.
Well, yes.
Mambo.
Poa kabisa.
Alvin Mutunga.
Yes, that's me.
How's been your year?
It's been long drawn out, but we thank God.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Asante.
Now, this week, Otto will celebrate Christmas. Will you celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah. Will you celebrate Christmas? Sasa, mimi nilingoje invite. Baka guy viewer. First of all, talk to us on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, that is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. We are on the Instagram, Hope Channel Kenya. You can also watch this show and the previous shows through our YouTube channel, also on our website. Now, first of all, Christmas zenu zilikuwa po kwanza? It was all good.
Yes.
Mimi nilikuwa kwa mamangu nakula ugali. Na sitauliza pale mlikuwa. But then the first question is kuna mwenye ali celebrate Christmas akisema Christmas is the birthday of Jesus Christ. Aston. Will I be wrong kisema hivyo? Could the people believe that?
The truth is, Jesus hakuzaliwa Christmas. We don't know when Christ was born, but we look at Christmas as a memorial of his birth and what Christ actually did for us on the cross. So when we concentrate so much on his birth, his birth would have been null and void if he did not die for us. So yes, we look at Christmas as a time of celebration, a time of remembrance. Lakini Yesu hakuzaliwa Christmas.
Alvin.
Yeah.
sasa basi kama Yesu akuzaliwa Christmas, basi Yesu alizaliwa. But that's the whole idea behind Christmas, si ndio?
That is true. In fact, on that point, it is true to note that from history, it is not clear what day exactly Christ was born. But there is an advantage to that. Had there been a day, people would be worshipping that day than whoever was born on that day. And because of that, that space that has been left, it is largely accepted over the world that 25th is the day. But again, it is about whoever was born then than the day itself.
Before I come to HT, I'm sure hii wiki umejionea tu vituko. As in, kuna vitu tu zimehappen na baki zile za hii ndio birthday ya Yesu nini.
Yeah, there's a lot that has been going on around. Hata watu wengine wanasema ni birthday ya Yesu, lakini vitu zenye wanafanya hazilingani na Yesu.
Unasikia yani Kristo imefika. Boss tunashikisha wapi? Na si kushikisha injili.
Ni kushikisha sijui wapi.
Diana, you are in mission. Somebody will ask, why did you choose to go for a mission during Christmas? As in, people perceive this as ile time unajua home, your cousin mwenye juangi mwenye meet na. Why did you choose to go for that?
Well, contrary to common belief, people get too indulgent during Christmas and forget the Lord who they perceive to have been born on that day. So for my decision to go for mission comes out of the desire to further the gospel, and Christmas is a day like any other, and I choose to celebrate Jesus every day of the year. So Christmas was just one of celebrating him in mission.
That is I wish I was invited, but hopefully next year
I did. You never came.
Well, nisijitetee kwa umati, but HT. So here we are tunasema hakuna Christmas si birthday ya Yesu. So where did Christmas come from? Because we need to know that okay, kuna mwenye celebrate Christmas akijua ni Christmas. But then where did Christmas come from?
Well, it's an interesting question.
And it's a serious question.
It's a serious question.
The fact that vile leo umevalia seriously.
Wewe msebo. Si unajua, si you know how it is. I mean, it's interesting that a lot of the gods, Greek gods, Roman gods were all born on 25th. Zeus, for example, has his birthday on 25th December. So I'm not sure exactly where Christmas came from, but I suspect that because a lot of these pagan gods have their birthday on 25th December, there was a period in the history of the church where a lot of pagan practices came into the church, and maybe that is how Christmas sneaked into Christianity. They treated Jesus like any other pagan god and made him share a birthday with all of them.
Before we go to Alvin, Emma,
Yeah.
there are kids when you from let me say for Adventist families, Joy knows there are some Adventist families they don't celebrate Christmas as the birth of Jesus Christ. But then kuna hawa wenye wana grow wanasema tuna celebrate Christmas, but then in the family wanasema this is not celebration of Christmas. Now, is it right to practice this whole kupika mandazi chapati and what not? Ama because you don't celebrate Christmas tunaweka kando?
Okay, if it is just innocent enjoyment that mtu akijua tu ati acha tu ni innocent, as in you're not doing hizi vitu mbaya. You know, some people just go hiyo ndo siku wanaenda kulewa, wanaenda kufanya sijui nini. But if you are doing just enjoying the day, I don't think it is wrong. You can just do that.
Okay, so basically enjoying the day, not having the idea of the birthday of Jesus Christ. Let me talk to the avocado renegade. I'm talking about Gloria. Gloria, who has been a huge fan of avocado and HT. That's how the question will go. Is it wrong really to celebrate the whole day, not the birthday of Jesus Christ? Is it wrong?
It's not wrong. In fact, you should even go to the streets and pick up all those kids who have never celebrated even their own birthdays and don't know if they were even born. Get them all together, buy milk and bread, because that's what we can all afford, let me say so, and celebrate with them, but not the birthday of Jesus. Celebrate, eat, enjoy, because it's a free day. Actually, it's a day when everyone is off duty. So go out, celebrate with everyone. I mean, enjoy spending time with everyone, but not celebrating the birthday of Jesus on that day.
Alvin,
Yeah.
you were saying something about people shoot off from celebrating, or to celebrate the day, not the child who was born.
Yes.
So, can you lead us through we come to Stanatombia, where is the origin?
True. If we quickly look at Luke chapter 2, verse 29, close to about 49 or 39 there. When the news came to the shepherds and the wise men that Christ had been born, the very same birthday that we're celebrating on 25th, what did they do? Did they become very happy and start giving themselves gifts? No, they took their gifts and took them to Christ. So if today I am to celebrate the birthday of Christ, I am to take my gifts to Christ. The Lord has blessed each one of us differently. And as she said rightly, the gifts that we have in different and diverse manners, we should take them to Christ in a way that helps to cover others in as well.
HT, hope umesikia your point. Well, God amekubless na suti. As I'm coming to West, well, God amekubless na suti. So you should think of it.
Now, there is a part you asked if Christmas is right or wrong. In Ellen White's writings, she quotes a book and says this about Christmas. If we keep Christmas at all, we should show that we understand its significance based on the child that is born and the actions that we put in as Christians, so that we reach out and show love to others as the Lord showed love to us by being born and dying for us.
That is
If we are to celebrate, yes, then this is what we should do.
Wow. So in that case, tupunguze kukula sana. Wow. Kadereni nataka kunirusha kwa kidogo. Eston, Christmas ilitoka wapi? Juu ni sawa tumesema we should not celebrate the day. And it's lucky a way that the birth of Jesus Christ was hidden from us. Because if it were left out for us to celebrate, kama hii ni kind Christmas yenye tunalala kwa mtaro, na actual birthday ingekuwa aje? Christmas ilitoka wapi?
First and foremost, Alvin mentioned something about how the shepherds and the Magi reacted. When you backtrack and understand where the shepherds were, you'd realize that it was nowhere near December when Christ was born. Because number one, we understand where modern day Israel is, ancient day Israel is it's a place where they have the 4 seasons. And during December, we understand that there's winter. But scripture is very clear that the shepherds, together with their sheep, were outside. And they were, I don't know what they were doing, they were just tending to the sheep at night. So obviously, if it is winter and you're just outside at night, you'd be dying of cold, you might be having a frostbite or something. So it is highly unlikely that Christ was born during December. But just to go and answer your question, I think Herman answered slightly that question. Yeah, he talked about the Greeks, he talked about the gods of
The Roman gods.
Yeah, Apollo, Zeus, all these gods. And something interesting about all these religions, they hold December 25th to be a very high holiday. Not necessarily according to the birth of their gods, but according to the rebirth of a new year. They usually speak about the winter solstice, and that's when the winter solstice is at the peak and it's just about to end. So that's the time that apparently the sun is coming up back. So they say that it's the rebirth of the sun. and I think it had a name called Soul Days, if I'm not wrong. I researched about it a long time ago. I think it's something like that. So yeah, over time, and when the church during the Dark Ages was coming up and they were trying to amass members into the church, what they do is that they would take some of the practices which were common to the people, things which were seen to be very widely accepted, and they would adapt them into the beliefs that they had.
More of taking the pagan worships into the church.
Exactly, and just baptizing them by name. Some of the practices that they had, such as this kind of celebration, it was taken up. They accepted it and people just moved along with it. Same goes for Easter. Apparently Easter has also been mentioned in scripture. I think it is in Acts chapter 12, and we see that it was being celebrated by the Romans and not even the Jews. So yes, all these holidays have some pagan origin, but it does not necessarily mean that we don't remember, we don't really uphold them. We look at ways in which we are able to take advantage of the day to preach to people. Because imagine this, on 25th of December, that's the day that almost everyone in the world is considering the birth of a savior.
Basically, all in the world except the marginalized areas.
Yeah, sure. So if everyone is predisposed to believe that a savior was born this day, that person would be in a better position to hear the gospel if it is presented to that person. So it is a day that we can take advantage of our ability to go and preach to people, just as Diana had mentioned, she had gone for missions, and it would be of much help if we do such activities.
Diana, I meant to come to you. Says, okay, now, so that means, from what I'm getting, ultimately, if we are to observe, okay, now for the first thing, if you observe, Cindy, for example, to see observe, Cindy. I'm sorry, Paul, I'm losing you. But my question is more of this: do we have the statement that he said is if we have to observe? Now it comes to, do we have to observe?
Well, observation, basically, it depends on what you mean by observation, because most people get indulgent in terms of food and drinking and stuff like that. But in Ellen White's writings in Adventist Home, page 482, she mentions a lot about Christmas. And she says this is the time that because of the influence around our children, and they don't understand so well, they might not know that Christmas came from Nimrod and Tammuz and stuff like that, but there's an influence all around. So if this is the time to buy them good books about the Savior. If we are going to buy them gifts, we give to people gifts like books on Jesus, and go out to the streets and feed the children there and stuff like that, and help the needy. And she's very categorical and particular that Christmas for a Christian ought to be a time where we help and are compassionate, and in giving gifts, we give to our children gifts that will build them up. So observance isn't bad, but do not get indulgent. You just think about it. How would Jesus want you to celebrate his birthday?
Emma.
Yes.
This Christmas, kila mtu akona style yake. I'm sure you have probably noticed some of the funny styles that people observe this day in a very off the radar way. Which are some of the ways that people wana observe hii mbako na baki zilazia hapana.
Okay, see, as a first said, kuna mtu hiyo siku atakuwa like hiyo kukula kumaliza.
Kukula kuchoka basically.
Kukula kuchoka.
Kukula unachoka.
Yeah, and others.
Na kukula avocado kwa wingi.
You know, yeah, that is the day people are going to.
Kule avocado renegade.
Yeah, kuna siku, hiyo ndo siku unapata watu wameenda ku have fun. People go, some get drunk. I mean, these vitu zenye God wouldn't want us to do that on his birthday. But yeah, hizo ndo vitu like unasema no, this is not God, Christ's birthday. Hizo kama kulewa and stuff, yeah, vitu kama hizo.
So that means if you are to observe, again I want to re-echo what Alvin said. If you are to observe, there is a particular you're supposed to observe.
Yes.
And one of them is not drinking.
Yeah.
One of them is not
overindulging in appetite.
Both in eating, in having social time, and basically you have to be temperate about everything. That's a glory. You're called to enjoy Christmas. Kama siwezi kukuwa na wase wengi hivyo, even nitaenjoy kweli Christmas.
You know, I love the word overindulgence so much.
Say avocado.
I use it in everything. Okay, well, kula kuchoka na kula kumaliza, avocado. Kumaliza, you know, it's not, okay, to me it's not a mistake, but eat with regulation, with temperance. Eat with temperance. Enjoy with temperance. Don't drink. There are people who drink and they overdrink. You know, there is wine which is grapes. We can make wine in the house, grapes, and you drink. I mean, that's holy wine. Sorry to say, you cannot.
You're going to put that context and probably question.
So you can't overindulge into other things that will make you even lose yourself. You get my point? Umekunywa, umelewa. Umekula, you can't even walk. There is tomorrow. There is 26th. There is 27th. There is even first year. We're still going to like celebrate. Yeah, sorry. So enjoy the time, but don't overindulge. It's not a mistake to enjoy.
Winnie, so let us engage. Let us indulge. Let us not overindulge. But why should we indulge? Okay, why? As in, yes, in Christmas, yes. Lakini mbona?
So you know, at that particular time, kila mtu anakuanga off. As in,
basically, kama
boss wako ja kupatia off ni weird too. But kila mse ukonga off, then as in celebration is not a bad thing. To me, you can always celebrate anytime because inaletanga joy. Kwanza, any act of kindness, any show of love inasaidianga tu mse, as in mse hezi kusahau. So me, I don't see if it's bad for you to celebrate, but now to like worship the day is another thing. But indulging in it, venye wamesema overindulgence ndio mbaya. But ukienda ukisaidia street kids, of course hata ukienda kusaidia na you won't find yourself even eating. For those who have tried. Yeah, you'll find yourself helping na utashiba in the process, yani.
Utashiba kwa imani.
Kwa imani.
But then that does not mean msikule eat.
Eat. Lakini pia uki notice a lot of people suffer from shida za digestion during Christmas periods. Hizo mashida za food poisoning juu they want to eat to finish. They just eat anything. They combine all things that are not supposed to be combined.
Well, si vibaya kukula kumaliza, si vibaya, but as I come to you. As in, thank you for your contribution. My question will now go, how, as in, kuna hizo familia yenye as in I choose not to observe because of only later age, you know. Somebody will say, sitaki kufanya mtoto wangu aanze ku celebrate Christmas akigrow kwa sababu ya ABC. But then why, before we start dealing with that in the second part, why is it important to not only observe the day, but then to enjoy and indulge in this Christmas Eve and moving on to the New Year?
If you're dealing especially with children will listen to stories from their friends. And they will hear their friends wamekula pilau, chapati, among others. Sasa you can imagine
Avocado.
Now you can imagine what happens when you have little kids, all of their friends are having a good time, na nyinyi kwa nyumba mmekaa tu mnangangana tu na managu na ugali.
Please usiingilie na managu tafadhali.
No. Listen. Managu unaweza kula hata July.
So can you eat chapati in January?
Yes.
Or even August?
But as in there's a general festive mood. And being left behind sometimes will have a negative influence, especially when you're dealing with kids. That's why I started with that.
I want you to hold it there for us to go for a short break. But then Tukirudi will be talking about...
Will I finish my point, Tukirudi?
Yes, you'll malizia.
I'll keep the mic.
Please do. Now, we are going for a short break. During this short break, we're going to have a talent segment. Stay tuned for we have a lot to discuss and get to understand Christmas and to observe what is have we done the right thing? Or if not, how can we improve and how can we change for the next year? Stay tuned and be blessed. This time Rota mi pia niko kwa talent. Naje dino poa sana. Mmesema saizi imba lakini najua kucheza. Acha tuone. Endelea. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. Hope that this talent segment has been a blessing to you. Now, tulikuwa tumeche HTIP ulikuwa na make point. Malizia.
Yeah, so I just finished half of my point before I was rudely interrupted.
I politely interrupt.
I'm kidding. So I was saying there is the general festive mood, and it's good to, especially if you have a family with young children, for the sake of their own peace of mind and not feeling too left out, it is good to eat something different if it is possible. Yeah, that's if you didn't eat managu in July. But that's beside
the 21st century.
Kuna vitu zingine madhe upika krisi zenye hatukulangi
kama gani? No, kama gani?
Hata kuna waru venye inatengenezwa it's a bit different. Sio ile nyumezoea, but I think the point has been made, and we should not lose sight of the fact that regardless of whatever we do, we should keep it in our minds that this is not the birth of Jesus. Jesus was not born on 25th of December, and even if we have just settled on it because it's the only thing we have, let's not get too carried away, forget that this holiday has pagan origins, and if we are not careful, we might end up paying homage to the pagan gods to whom these holidays were formed.
Alvin, I want you to bring you and tumalizane mambo ya Krisi. We start talking about other things like akina Santa Claus, akina miti ya Christmas.
Yes.
Tumalizane mambo ya Christmas.
Sasa
Fit sana brother.
No. Really no. You do know that we are in the world. And when Paul says, be not conformed to the world, he doesn't essentially mean that we should be out of the world, as in not part of it. And in fact, in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22, says that in your reading, a merry heart does good like medicine. For once, it's good to have fun. Okay,
Chibamba.
if you say that, yes. But again, in is it First or Second Corinthians? I should think First, 2 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 9, that says that Christ considered his richness as not richness and decided to put that away and extend it to us, to reach out to us. You know, if your parent owns you by virtue of birth, then Christ owns you twice, by birth and by redemption.
Wow, amen.
Wouldn't you want to celebrate him in a way that shows others that love? And let 25th, which is worldly acceptable as the birth of Jesus, which is not, by the way,
it is not.
It is not. Let it be a channel to show people that Christ, who left richness and Mary and goodness, left all that for the sake of man.
So there is need for us, Diana. So there is need for us, as much as tuna encourage watoto, as much as we are doing all this chapati mandazi ya kina HT on
Na stew.
Christmas na stew.
Na gweru.
Na wali in a different way. In a different way. Aya. As much as we are doing this, there is need for us to explain to them day in, day out. There is.
Yes, there is. And I think it is very important to bring up our children knowing that Jesus Christ is celebrated every single day of the year. Because if you look, most people tend to forget Jesus for 364 days and come to this one day and overindulge saying
only
Jesus
day that
was
people
born.
go to church.
Yes,
Like,
for
I
most
only go
people.
once in Easter and probably
Christmas.
But for the wrong reason.
But for the wrong reason. So since Christ was not born on 25th of December, and contrary to that, a heathen king was born, it is the basis of all heathen religions. That's why we keep saying Romans, Greece gods, and all that, because out of all, they all come from Nimrod and Tammuz, who was born on that day. So let us remember to remind our children every single day that Christ is important in their lives and they ought to celebrate him every single day of the year.
So mami, kaa uko hapo nyumbani, usiogope kupika chapati. Pika kwa wingi. Na waru na kuja hivi
Na avocado.
na avocado and everyone. Okay, sawa. Now there's this other brother called Santa Claus. This is yeye ndio ile tema ya watoto wanabaki zile za Santa Claus tunaletea present arusha kwa chimney. Baka kwa sasa nikiamka asubuhi gifts. Ushaipata Winnie? Ushaipata kitu kama hiyo?
Hapana, nilikuwa naopatanga tu kwa malls na kwa supermarket.
Umeketi tu hapo na
unaimba.
So this whole idea of Santa Claus kukuja usiku na kitu ina fly na sio ndege. I think from the movies what they depict it ni my horse, is it horses?
Reindeers.
Iyo. Anakuja ho sure. Eston. So this whole idea is just from also pagan belief. And who is Santa Claus?
The origin of Santa Claus is somewhat unknown. I'd like to believe that it also has a pagan origin. But there was a person, I think in the mid Dark Ages, who was called Saint Nicholas. That's where people obtained that whole idea of Santa Claus. I think he was a big person. I'm just assuming he was a big person.
But you can Google this story. This all information is in the internet.
Yeah. So I think he was big. I'm not sure if he used to wear red and have a big belt.
I think this whole belt, it was
Big white belt.
Big white belt. A huge beard.
White beard.
But they say that he was very kind and he used to help people. And I believe this. You should not be concentrating so much on like who Santa Claus is, but look at the spirit of this person, the way he used to help people. Why can't we be helping people like them? You see, people concentrate so much on Santa Claus because they think that they're going to Santa Claus is going to bring them something. But very rarely do people think about Christmas as a day that they're going to give something out. They always expect something instead. And Scripture says that it's blessed to give than to receive. So I believe that we should really be telling our children stories, fables concerning people who don't really exist, doing some magic tricks that aren't really there, like and like living in the North Pole and things like those. Of course, those are just fables, but rather we need to look at characteristics of helping. If Santa Claus helps and you want to teach children about giving, just teach them about Christ who gave his life. That's like a better teaching than the teaching of someone who always comes and jumps into a chimney at night. I don't think that's right.
That is very like Alvin.
Yes.
I also want you to clarify Santa Claus as I come to HT.
Yes. Now, there are so many counsels that are given, and especially with regards to gifts. You do know that several thousands of shillings are spent in gifting, but at the end thereof, there is little appreciation. You know, if I'm not gifted what I wanted, I would want to feel that you are not a friend of mine because you did not buy me a gift I needed or something I wanted. But if I thought of that and turned it to the way Christ did it, you know, during his birth, the wise men, and there is every reason why they are referred to as wise. The wise men brought gold, frankincense, myrrh, and they gave
you're
it.
not talking about me and HT.
Well, would you be?
No, I'm talking about Gloria.
Yes. So they brought these gifts to Christ. What are we to do today? We are to give gifts in the light of helping, in the light of sharing, in the light of showing love. And we cannot overstate this. I mean, there is no upper limit to showing love. If I am to show love to someone, if I am to show God's love to someone, I cannot stop. I just keep going on and on, on and on.
Thank you very much. HT, you had something to say, and as HT comes in, also this whole spirit of the spirit of sharing probably can come through it with Gloria giving us some insights and Emma.
Yes. I just wanted to make emphasis on the point that has been made by wise man Eston.
Your fellow wise man.
Our fellow wise man. But the Bible keeps talking about Jesus as giving. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. This is how you know true love. Jesus gave his life for us. As in, I think it's important. Santa Claus is a story that has been spun out of reality proportion. It's an exaggeration and embellishment. But instead of just expecting gifts, we should be giving gifts. I think when we learn to contain our selfish nature that always wants to get, then we can actually make Christmas a wonderful time when someone else will be benefiting from us as opposed to us just. So we can actually learn something from Santa. In as much as Santa does not exist. Yes.
Or Santa does not exist.
Yes. At least I believe Santa does not exist.
These are cunningly devised fables.
Yes.
Sawa Alvin. Sawa tumeacha hapo wise man.
Ati imebidi nipeane mic.
So Gloria, this whole issue about gifts, kuna mtu will receive gift kwanza apart from a card.
Let's not go there.
So we are saying give. Na kuna ule mwenye kama mimi sikupata. Where do I last? Sasa see I'll start kufeel vibaya siku enjoy sikupata hizo gifts. Where is my place?
There's the one verse that I love. The hand that giveth
It's the hand that
is the one that receives. Are we done?
I see your effort of being wise.
You know.
You're not
So,
my group.
yeah, the hand that gives is the one that receives. I mean, give to receive and vice versa. The Lord has given us. Give it to someone else who is in need. Share outside there. And you receive more blessing. You don't literally need to get at your car, Mercedes Benz. You need a key to a house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Italian shoes. No, blessings. I mean, we are alive. That is blessing enough.
Emma,
Yes.
people are extravagant during this Christmas. Yani, kuna mtu mwenye leo moto kunulia mtu gari.
Okay, actually, hata hizo, me I don't think we are even supposed to be receiving gifts on Christmas.
Now who will you give? Surely. You're saying give and you don't give.
We should not receive hizo gifts physical kama gari sijui nini.
But that does not mean you should not receive. Zikiletwa ni sawa.
Zikiletwa ni sawa. Pia huwezi kata. Sasa but then hizi gifts zimeleta mambo mingi. You know, if I'm given a gift and he's given a gift by the same person and then his gift is better than mine, kuna vile nitasikia vibaya. And that is not good. That is not what Christmas is all about. So I think we should give kitu kama love to someone. As in ile, we are showing kids that this day kuna mtu anaitwa Christ okay, he was not born on this day, but ideally hiyo ndio kitu watu wana celebrate. So we should like talk more of Christ. Yeah, if we am to give something on that day, let me give my life to Christ. Amen. Yes.
Sasa tumalizie show tu hapo. That is a mic drop situation. Bana, unamaliza show lakini lazima kuna kitu moja lazima tuongelee. Muti wa Christmas
tree.
Dana, ushaona kitu kama hiyo?
Nimeona.
No, tell me, Dana, ushaona Christmas tree?
I have seen it.
Kenya hatuna Christmas tree zile zinakuwa kwa movie. So ulionea wapi? Uliona kwa movie?
Kwa super, kwa mall.
Oh. Okay, what is the first thing that gets your attention the moment on our first Christmas, the Christmas tree, and what is your insight about it?
Okay, first of all, when you see a Christmas tree, what comes to your mind is Christmas. Naturally, a celebration and gifts. And Christmas trees have been there from beforehand. Of course, there are stories historically that it descended from the pagan celebration still, but then carried on to Christianity, and that is where apparently you'd put your gifts on the eve of Christmas, and then the next day you'll find them. So I think to our day currently, we can still use the Christmas trees, bring them to church, and then have gifts like offerings, you know, like used in the context of building. The Pen of Inspiration says that every church should actually have a Christmas tree where you put offerings as you bring them, the free will offerings for building, for giving to missions and stuff like that.
Esther anatuambia kama ni lazima. When you shake one experience kupeleka kitu kwa Christmas tree. Like, huh?
You're going to pass.
No, it's okay. Mimi naonanga tu Christmas tree kwa movie.
Okay, sijai but ni uzipita tu kwa super.
Uko sijali tuko wengi.
Tuko wengi.
HTP, you have never had that experience?
Actually, I have.
Oh,
But super, they know, clarify. Eston, so why should we have that? Is she saying that we're supposed to have it in church? She actually suggested it.
Well, number one, having a tree in your house is not wrong. Having a tree in the church is not wrong. Because number one, they are not object of worship unless you put them with the wrong kinds of intentions. The way people usually perceive Christmas trees as an ornament of focus within this holiday, that's the wrong kind of mindset. But having an evergreen tree, actually a Christmas tree, it can be said, it can be pined. It's just an evergreen tree that you just put in your house or you put in whichever place of communion you're going to have. And it is like a sign of coming together of people, yeah? And yeah, just as Diana has mentioned it, it is okay to have them even in church, even in your own houses. And it should bring focus not onto the tree or onto the gifts, but onto God. That's why I think she mentioned that if you're going to have a Christmas tree in a church, for example, you put offerings under it. Yeah, offerings and tokens of Thanksgiving.
Alvin, let me ask you a quick one.
Yes.
Why have a Christmas tree yet you have a envelope za kutoa sadaka? And why should it be once as you quickly seal that story of Christmas tree?
Yes, very well. As my brothers and sisters have rightly noted, this is a symbol of where gifts should be placed, and it should not supersede that. And so whether it is used as a natural tree or a plastic one, I know in the village People cut branches and in 2-3 days they dry up. Yeah, but it is a symbol of where the gifts should be. In fact, if I should opine rightly, all the gifts brought to the tree are for reception. That you shall put the gift there, then someone will receive it the following day.
Why the tree?
Well,
Mbona angesema sufuria? Or something that is, why tree? Why a tree?
depending on how the historical observance of Christmas has been, this is the trend that has been established.
Well, I don't know about it, but what first of all, I'll suggest that share with us what you think about it. We're not giving the Bible truth here, we're sharing of what our conviction is. Share with us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Hope Channel Kenya, and Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also share with them on my Facebook page, Samuel Mange, and Twitter at Sami Mange. Now, so can you say the origin of the Christmas tree and all these shenanigans to be good? And if not, should we observe the whole Christmas, Father, Santa Claus, and all that stuff?
We have said it over and over. Christmas is not about the day. It's not about the celebration and overindulgence. It's about showing the love of Christ, for whose day we are celebrating. I would rather, if it were my birthday, someone bring me a gift that can be used in the Lord's service. A book, Diana said that before. A Bible, a hymnal, something that I will use to bless others. So whether it be a gift for Christmas or the tree or Santa Claus or whatever it be, let the whole motive be right. We are appreciating the love of Christ.
Equally, as you conclude now, and also as we bring in glory, as we find our final remarks, we should also remember that let us not forget who we are serving. In the sense that let us not focus so much on the day. First of all, Christmas is not the birthday of Christ. So we are just going to observe it because it is family. Me personally, I like to take it, it's a family time. The time that you get to bond and interact and know, when you don't call it every day or every year, So that should be the best time. And with that said, I also want to re-echo on the whole Christmas tree and Santa Claus. I also want to re-echo what you said. Let us not conform to the standards of the world. Because it has been the norm, let us not subscribe to it. Instead, let us speak on what we subscribe to so that you can follow. Glory. A final statement as we wind up.
Christmas is all about sharing, enjoying, celebrating. As we've said it and we are saying it repeatedly, it's not a birthday to Jesus. It's not Jesus' birthday. It's a day to celebrate and enjoy. Kula ilo jai kula.
Kula kuchafua.
No. Kula ilo jai kula. Kula na wale ojai kula.
Nikuuliza tu swali hapo. Kula yenye jai kula. Nilikuwa vegan so nimeweka kando. Kula nyama siko alafu.
Okay, finally, what I mean is zile mmezoea ugali managu. That day you eat chapati and sausage.
Why do you have to eat something different? Pole.
Kula na wale ojai kula. Spend time with the less fortunate. Spend time with the elderly. Spend time with friends and family. Share love and joy with everyone. Because it's a jolly time.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gloria.
Thank you.
Yes, HT.
I guess in conclusion, we've said a lot of things, good things, bad things, the ugly things. I think it's a personal responsibility for everyone to make their decisions. Despite everything that can go wrong during Christmas, there are a lot of things that could go right during Christmas, and depending on the decisions that we make, we can either make it a Merry Christmas or the other one. Yes, I'd like to wish our viewers a Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Emma, yes.
Okay, so as we finish, I would like to tell everyone, choose what is right, leave the wrong. And yes, let's celebrate the other coming Christmases. Do the right, leave the wrong out. And then home, I want to greet my mom and my dad. Mama yangu, baba yangu, my brother, and my brothers, they are too. I greet you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Diana.
What I'd say to the viewer We ought to celebrate the birth of Jesus every single moment of your life. And if you choose to celebrate Christmas, however you choose it, as a Christian, you have the option of making it as far away from the world as possible. So ask God for guidance.
Man.
Do not conform to the standards of the world. Winnie, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, Christmas season is a time to show love. So show love to one another. Usikwe peke yako. Usije isolate. Ni time ya kuwa na friends, na family, na kushow to love. It touches someone's heart to show love.
Show mse love. Eston. Show her to love. No, tume salamu. Show love.
I'd like to finish off by sharing an experience that I had last year over Christmas, a day before Christmas. A friend of mine had organized with some of her colleagues to go and feed the street kids in town. And yeah, we went and we bought food, we gave clothes. And trust me, that feeling of helping people who you know that you're not going to expect anything from them in return, it really filled my heart with joy. And if you just do that over Christmas, trust me, whether you're going to eat, whether you're going to sleep hungry over Christmas, it's going to be a life-changing experience. So that's my advice to everyone. This holiday, don't make it about yourself, make it about others.
Thank you so much, Alvin, the bass in the choir. Please give us the last sentiments as we come to a close.
You've said it rightly, the bass in the choir. Apparently, there are more voices like yours.
To see like I have people in this set of shida na sauti yangu, but we'll know about that.
So finally then, we can say that long time ago in Bethlehem, a boy child was born. And through that life that was given, many others have received life eternal. And what did the boy child teach when he grew up? He said, for whatsoever things are noble, for whatsoever things are of good report, for whatsoever things are right, think upon these things. I would want every of our viewers, young, old, of any age whatsoever, to think upon things that are noble, things that are just, things that are of good report, even in this season, as we celebrate our Savior.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Sijika kuna kinasema baada ya hicho. I think umemaliza kile kitu. Just one for one statement as we go to the inspiration segment is that if there's only one thing that God desires is for us to give ourselves in His service. If you are going to enjoy this season, because we are season to go Christmas Eve, moving to New Year, let us have an introspective moment. H2 Anyway, let us have that moment and reflect on a relationship with Christ. Stay tuned for the inspiration segment. So Niaje, so this time is going to be a bit different in our inspiration segment. Today we have a parent, we have a pastor, and also a president. But first, I want to tell you his name is Pastor Max, aka Pastor Makori, aka Pastor Samba Makori, aka everything. Our president of the East Kenya Union Conference, Habari.
Nzuri.
Pastor, even if you salimiana.
Yes.
Alafu no, today we're going to talk about, since you're all going to Christmas na kuna story ya Chrissy na story ya New Year. Mi kwanza leo pastor, niko na swag.
Okay.
Kuna hii, naona kuna yako.
I can also.
Unafeel aje sana hiyo story pastor?
Well, very nice.
Na sasa pastor, Chrissy kuna story mob, kuna watu wanakuja na styles mpya, dress code mpya and everything. Mimi pia nilijaribu nikakuja na yangu.
Oh, that. Wow.
Nakaje pass?
Well, you look modern.
I look modern
and very funny.
But very funny.
No.
But then pasi. Kuna watu watakuja na new styles.
Yes.
Like for example, ladies watakuja na short skirts.
Yes.
Kuna kutakuwa na just a lot of mayhem na dress code. Sasa
Yes.
nauliza pasi. What is the best way? How can we go with? How can we try to be modest and equally kufiti na vile sasa tuko kwa festive season?
Well, festive season, first of all, there are many festive seasons. Enjoying the days, special days is God-given. That's a principle. And we have no problem with it. God gave us the ability to enjoy things. But what you have said is morals and morals. It is character that makes a person. So what you want to know is, even as you are celebrating, you must be yourself. You must be yourself.
So nisianze kuvalia nguo zenye
Yeah,
sijazoea.
yeah, no.
Jini Krisi ama jini New Year.
Yeah. Celebration does not, the intensity of celebration does not increase with fancy clothes and doing funny things. It's being yourself. That's when you enjoy everything. Otherwise, when you do these things, you make mistakes, you begin to regret.
True, by the way, pasi hapo umesema ukweli. Alafu sa kitu ingine, hii season pia hii time kuchafua.
Yes.
Okay, pasi sitaki ni kulose. Kuchafua ni kukula ile tu yani.
Yes,
unachafua everything, kula kuchoka, kula kushiba, kula everything.
Yes.
Sasa hii festive inakuanga tu once in a while. It's not like tunakuanga na Christmas every month or anything. Yes. Is it wrong kunichafua this time round? Is it wrong?
Well, it's wrong because, you know, it's like, take a vehicle, for example. Is it wrong to just roll it on the rocks once in a while?
It's not right.
Well, if it's not right, it's the same thing. So your body is specifically meant, structured in a way to give you enjoyment. So even if you rock it once, it will take you many, many days to come back. So it's very, very important that you don't just go and overeat, drink, overdrink, simply because it's once. Because that once can cost you a lot.
Actually, when nice when someone started to drink.
Yes.
This period, watu celebrating Christmas na New Year na very funny. Watu wengine they'll just drink, yani wanakunywa alcohol, kuna wase wa Muratina, wase wa Chang'aa. And kuna sasa wanasema, well, in the Bible kuna wanasema kuna place yenye sijui ni Paul nani aliandika ati kukunywa kidogo for the body sio mbaya.
Yeah.
Ni mbaya kweli. You can just take one for the road, one for the friends, one for the ear.
I'm sure that's the misconception that has lost many young people have got it wrong. You don't taste wrong things simply because it's festive season. Even if it is once, once, that means you are forming an act, forms a habit, and the habit forms a character.
True.
So if you say it is once, that's an act. It's giving way to a habit, and the habit will every festive season. It's not like when we were growing up, when festive season was once a year. But these days, festive seasons are almost every week. So if you get it wrong, that this festive season, you do one wrong thing, then another season, another wrong thing, it's becoming habit. The habit will become a character, and you ruin your character. So you don't have to begin testing new things. Go with the things you know will build your body for good.
Na kule msemo anasema let me first try. Okay, sijai kunywa, acha tu nikunywe tu once. I'm probably any le tu one for
once.
For any anataka kutest alcohol. Wewe tunamwambia je sasa?
Well, what I would say is, for your safety, don't. Because the first step will sure open for the second one, and another one, and another one. You can call it any name. You can call it trial. You can call it first time. Curiosity. Every time will be first time. Even if it is the 10th time, the other time you tested Tasca, that was first time. Next time you test Guinness, it's the first time. Another one, Busaya, Nyumbani, it's first time. When the first times are put together, it has ruined yourself. Yeah. So you don't have to test. Be yourself. Grow up in the principles and rules of eating and drinking that are there from God who formed us.
Amazing sana. Alafu one last thing, I'm happy that you've said about us living in the right way.
Yes.
Kuna some of us that tuko na girlfriends. Sometimes tunasema okay, tumekaa whole year.
Yes.
Well, let us just engage in this act. Unajua lazima manze.
Yes.
So is it wrong really?
Something is wrong. It simply says actually sex is reserved for married people, not even engaged people. You may love yourself. Sex is not going to be used to test whether you love me or you don't love me.
Ama kuona uko fertile.
Yes. No. It is there for the married people, for a specific function, for enjoyment of the marriage and the procreation of children. So we don't have to use it for different purposes. Don't try it, otherwise it will just make you regret the rest of your life.
Alafu pia to youth wasijaribu ku extend your fun.
Yes.
To have intercourse or rather a one-on-one na wase wengine.
Yes.
With
And you know one thing, Sam, is once you betray your trust, I'm not going to trust you.
True.
You know, you think I love you, but you betray yourself. What comes in my mind is you are cheap. And so you are very sure that that relationship is not going to last. Even if it lasts, even when you get married, you live with suspicion. Because you say, if she gave in that time, what makes me believe she cannot give in if I have gone for 2 months, for example. So that is something that will haunt you the rest of your life. You are safer if you wait until marriage, and then you can now trust one another.
Sasa alafu Pasi,
Yes.
give us our last statements. Juu sasa Chris is here, na New Year is also coming, alafu January na come time ya kusota. Ningependa uangalie camera into the
Yes,
camera.
yes.
Talk to the youths na familia yako huko nje. Tell them, what is your last counsel as you end up the year?
My last counsel, young people, is this: enjoy life. That's what the Bible says. Enjoy it, but with within the guidelines that are given. Enjoy yourself, like the book of Ecclesiastes says, young man, enjoy yourself, but know that your acts will be brought in the time of judgment. So do anything you will not regret in the time of judgment.
Pasi.
Yes.
Thanks manze.
Thank you very much.
Now guys, I hope mmesikia now Pasi. And nataka to sign out na vijana tunasema ile ukitaka ku sign out na upatie respect wase.
Yes.
Una salute.
Okay.
So, wase Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Ndio hiyo.
Okay.
Pasi. Tunaona baadaye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us throughout the year, throughout the show. I'm glad that you've been tuning in. Please don't forget to share your views and comments to our social media platforms. That is Facebook, Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also find us on Instagram, that is Hope Channel Kenya. You can also find me on my handles, hope they are on your screen. Now, when we started this show, I was challenged that Sami siwezi imba, but it's fine. But today, we have the whole production crew of the people who have been behind what you sing. And I'd like to, before I start the show, I asked you for the trivia segment, which I'm going to throw it now. Now, how are you going to kuvuka mwaka yako? What's your style? I think I have my style, and I think I'm going to show it out today.
Wow.
This is how unavuka mwaka. So here's your trivia segment. Send us a photo on how you're going to vuka mwaka yako. And since I was challenged, now the fact that going to gonna spec since I was challenged, siwezi imba, and you have the bass in the choir can kick us off with our final song as we maliza the show.
Joy to the world.
The Lord is come. Let us receive the King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
What do you say to our viewers for the Happy New Year?
Happy New Year!
Bye.
Bye-bye.